Focusing our attention on H.R. 5736. It was originally introduced in the House of Representatives back in 2012 with the title Smith-Mundt Modernization Act. Its purpose is to, quote, make available in the United States motion pictures, films, video, audio, and other materials prepared for dissemination through press, publications, radio, the internet, and other information media, including social media and through information centers and instructors, end quote. This bill never made it out of the committee stage. Instead, it was tagged into the NDAA of 2013, where it amended the original Smith-Mundt Act of 1948. That original act outlawed domestic propaganda, but this new act makes it legal. Now, they didn't call it the Propaganda Act of 2012, but they could have. They should have. Instead, they called it the Modernization Act. It's so modern they can disseminate materials, any material they want, through the press, through social media, through information centers and instructors, teachers. This means schools, ladies and gentlemen. They have the legal authority to fuck up the minds of your children. Schools, TV, you name it, they can bamboozle it. They've legalized the lies and made the truth illegal. It doesn't get any more Orwellian than that. And this is exactly why you have to be very skeptical of everything you see on television, everything you see in your Facebook feed, on Twitter. They pick and choose the information that gets fed to you. Moo, pal. It says it right here in black and white. They just copied the failed bill and pasted it into another bill. Everybody knew this was happening, but here is the proof. It's undeniable. And this explains why you won't see the majority of your friends' feeds on Facebook or their tweets, but you will see feeds from the controlled media. And that's a more diversified field than it used to be these days. There are startups, PSYOP organizations, companies out there that are pretending to be independent media when they're really not. Every time you see a trendy new post with 10 million views in just a couple of hours, that's controlled media. That's how you know you only see what they want you to see, because you're only free to do what they tell you. That's the message they're delivering with a text like this one. The original Smith-Mundt Act of 1948 was meant to disseminate a positive image of the United States abroad. Not anymore. Now it's being used to vilify or target and stifle the opposition. This is exactly what they're doing to Donald Trump. Every channel you flip to, it's negative propaganda. The only positive things that you see are coming from supporters themselves, not from the news outlets, and not from the controlled media. It's the same storyline we've been fed for years with Russia and China. Whatever our dear leader wants, the state-run propaganda churns out. That's what we get. We got state-sponsored propaganda, and we got secret police rounding up protesters from protests years ago, and they're laying on the charges to lock these patriots up for decades. They've turned our country into a Stasi police state, into a big giant fracking pad where you gotta suck on gas and shut the fuck up. They feed you GMOs that are literally made of pesticides while spiking your water with mind-numbing fluoride. They brainwash the children in public schools, they indoctrinate the masses with mass media, and it's all legal. This ain't just 1984, it's a brave new world. It's legal for them to trash the planet with wars and frack pads and chemical spills. It's legal for them to feed you poisons, to gas you with chemtrails. It's legal for them to feed you full of shit via the Propaganda Mainstream Media Act of 2012. Is anybody seeing a pattern out there? It's legal for them to commit crimes against you, to treat you like a slave, like a guinea pig. And it's illegal for you to exercise any of your constitutional rights. That's tyranny. That's fascism. What country do you think you live in right now? This ain't the land of the free. It's the homeland of the police state. You have no rights. If you dare to claim to have rights these days, you're labeled a constitutionalist, a domestic terrorist. The Patriot Act wasn't for international terrorists, it was for domestic patriots. That's why they called it the Patriot Act. They'll throw you in a jail somewhere, they'll dress you up in an orange suit, and they'll tell you not to worry because you've been presumed innocent. Really? Do you look innocent in an orange jumpsuit when you're being teleprompted into a secret court? You were found guilty the moment they arrested you. And they will arrest you because that's how they make their money. People are like, oh, well, the elections will change everything. We are way past elections now, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're just waiting for Terminators to roll in for the Agenda 21 mop-up. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
Are you some kind of a constitutionalist? She compared Republicans to terrorists at a rally yesterday.
You never hear liberals talk about defending the Constitution or how they love America. Instead, for them, it's all about change. They call it being progressive. Do these people look progressive to you, ladies and gentlemen? Look at them. They're doing this for a reason. Liberalism is wickedness, spiritual wickedness. Sadism is a bigger problem in this country than people realize. It's not just Democrats, it's Republicans too. They're covert liberals. When are we going to get an explanation for what happens at Bohemian Grove every year? When are they going to come clean about how many members of our government are cult members? You heard that right, cult members. They're fucking everywhere, and half of them pretend to be normal, outstanding people. Cult members infiltrate, they indoctrinate, they're traitors, they're liberals. Not one liberal will talk to you about defending the Constitution. Not one liberal will talk to you about how they love their country, or how they love the principles this country was founded upon.
The only thing that has kept America free, I believe, is that these people at the top, the Nazis and the fascists who have been waiting to destroy our country, the only reason they haven't made their move is because the guns in America represent the largest single armed camp on the earth as Americans. And I say don't ever put up your firearms, because when you do, you will begin to see quickly the complete and total collapse of America to the fascists and Nazis who are running this country behind the scenes. Somebody better wake up.